Now, if you don't believe in God, this is going to make you believe in God. So a hand was shown in the ultrasound looking like he's sculpting the baby inside of this woman's womb. Her name is Amanda Foster, and she posted the picture of her ultrasound, and she saw that a hand was touching her baby's face as if it's sculpting the baby. Mind you, she's a praying woman, and this is what she said. She says, each time before ultrasounds, I've dropped to my knees right in the doctor's office to pray for Kyler. In my prayers for him, I've asked the Lord to repeatedly keep his hand on my baby and whatever his plan may be for her to trust in it and be fully at ease. She said, I had an ultrasound yesterday and my youngest daughter, Bailey, was the first to notice it. And she asked whose hand was that. But in one of his pictures, it has an appearance of a hand holding his head. Thinking about this last night more and more brought me to tears, and just to be thankful for all he has and all he continues to do for me. And I couldn't ever fathom a thought of living without him in my life. Isaiah 41:10. God says that I have knitted you perfectly and wonderfully in your mother's womb. Just straight knitting this baby perfectly in her mother's womb. And she was praying for his hand to be on the baby. And you see this hand. I don't know. This gives me chills, and it should give you chills. If you're not a believer, this is one of those things that probably turns you into a believer. Man, this is special.
Shalom. Call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles, the great millstone who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. Real quick, I want to go into this video you just seen. It's early morning. And I pray it's edifying to the hopeful elect. Okay, but this right here is a face booster. Okay, because as you've seen in this video right here. Let me go back. Salakia. As you see in this video right here, you know, this baby
Sculpting the
formed in the womb. Okay, by the hand of God, as it says. Now, one thing you notice is that that hand looks like a melanated hand. I ain't gonna hold you. All right, that hand looks pretty melanated to me. All right, which is, you know, as we know, the Lord. Okay, our power, the angels, everything, you know, that they've lied to us about. We found out that you know what the truth is, that the Lord is a so-called black man. The Most High, you know, would resemble a so-called black man. The angels will resemble so-called black men. Okay, so I thought that was very interesting. All right, but let's grab a few precepts just touching on this point. You know, real quick, just scriptures that immediately came to mind. This is Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1. It says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, that made thee and formed thee from the womb." You see? So we were formed in the womb. It says, "Which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring." Okay, so the Lord has blessed, you know, particular brothers with children. The Lord has blessed your offspring, man. Okay, and as we come into this, you know, as things hit the wire and all hell is breaking loose out here, you know, you got to believe and trust that the Lord is going to take care of our children. Okay, as the Lord took care of us. You know, a lot of us are still here, you know, after years and years of, you know, persecution from these devils and, you know, near-death experiences. The Lord has kept us. So you got to trust and believe the Lord's going to take care of, you know, us and our children in these last days. Bringing it back, we go right here too. Okay, because this right here is a beautiful thing. Okay, that this was caught on, you know, camera, and it was a little girl. She said it was her daughter that carved it out. It shows you the Lord deals with these children, man. Okay, the Lord, you know, he deals with these children. These children are closer to the spirit world, so they'll pick up on a lot of things first. It says Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4. It says, "Then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee." So the Lord literally forms us in the belly, and this is proof of that. All right, this is proof of that, man. Okay, which she said how she was praying, you know, before all this happened. Okay, which, you know, the individual in that picture, Amanda Foster and Kyle Foster, they appear to be Edomites, but they could be Jake. Okay, the fact that they praying, you know, and truly believe in the scriptures, you know, and the Most High, They very well could be Jake. This isn't a black thing, okay? This is an Israelite thing, and it's all according to the seed line. All right, but even if they are heathens, the Lord forms all people in the womb. The Lord creates all, people, okay? Now he has a chosen, which is the Israelites, which happens to be us, okay? It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee to be a prophet unto the nations. So it was already set up that we was going to be doing this prophesying, before we was even thought of. It says, then said I, Lord, YAHAWASHI, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. And this is, Jeremiah. Okay, let's go back in the NLT. It says, verse 5, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. So the Lord knew us before he formed us in our mother's womb. Okay, before we was even thought of, before our parents even met, the Lord already knew us. He already had it set that we was going to be, born to whomever parents we were born to and such. Okay, the Lord already had that set up. All right, and he formed us in the belly. It says, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nations. So those of us that serve in YAHAWASHI, in truth and in sincerity, the true prophets, the Lord already appointed us to be these prophets, to be doing this work, to be serving YAHAWASHI before we was even born. Okay, while we was in the womb. It says, let me go back over here. Let's go back over here. All right, because they put some precepts down here too in the comments. Let me see what else is in here though. I got a picture. Wow. I got a picture. I'm gonna make a post out of it. I should have grabbed it before I opened the video, but it's all right. I'll make a post and tag and link this video to it. I'm gonna post this video this morning. I usually wait a little bit to post these videos, but I'm gonna post this video this morning so brothers and sisters can't wake up with this faith booster. It says, this is Psalm chapter 139, verse 13 and 14. It says, for thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. So the Lord covered us in our mother's womb, and it does tell you, the worst place for a black child to be is in a black woman's womb. Why? Because you got our people that's lost, confused, bugged out, demons on them, and a lot of these so-called black women, when they having these children, when they're pregnant, they're out here, you got women that's still smoking, women that's drinking while they're pregnant, women that's out there fighting pregnant, So the most dangerous place you could be in is inside a black woman's womb. Okay, it says, but the Lord covered us. You see, they eat an abomination. Okay, at the crab shack. It says, I praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. We were fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. Okay, so marvelous are the works of YAHAWASHI. And this is an example of it. We got to grab this, but this is an example of it, man. Okay, so it says, and let me see, let's go right here. It says, Isaiah chapter 49 verse 5, and now saith Yahweh that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord YAHAWASHI, and my power shall be my strength. Okay, so hey, this is why we have YAHAWASHI. We are grateful to be serving YAHAWASHI and to be in his beloved grace that the Lord, brought us into this, into this world to serve him. And that's a blessing. Okay, most people don't get that. Most people, get brought into this world to be a demon or to be destroyed, really. Okay, born in vain. But we know that we weren't born in vain. We were born to serve the creator of the universe, man. Okay, Isaiah chapter 44 verse 24. It says, for us like it thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am Yahweh that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, and spreadeth abroad the earth by myself. You see? So, hey, it's all through the Spirit that the Lord, has, created us for His purpose. All right. Now, whether this, some
The
people,
baby.
is
Mind you,
doubting
she's a praying.
or whatever, but whether this is real or not, hey, it's whatever. It's all through the Spirit. YAHAWASHI allowed this to come out for edificational purposes. Now, because nowadays you can never trust anything you see on the internet. All right. But I believe through the Spirit, this, is a sign of the power of YAHAWASHI and the God that we serve. And coming back to the Lord in truth and sincerity, you got to continue to pray, continue to fast, continue to be in the Spirit, because as this world gets more demonic, all we can do is trust that YAHAWASHI is not going to leave us or forsake us in these dreadful times we're coming into. With that being said, I'm going to say Shalom, Kwame Sharala, above all, Shalom.